We have casted quite a bit on Lost Temple already. Clown map. That's what I will say. But this one, a little bit more standard, a little bit. Well, there's a lot to get into. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Fighting Spirit, we have the red Protoss player, the Polish Protoss, for representing Streamer Zone. Oh, it is Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Brood War Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Spirit. Let us go. Now, welcome one and all to Fighting Spirit. This is a 4-player spawn map. We have top right, top left, bottom left, and bottom right. 4 possible spawn locations. On top of that, we also have some really interesting expansions here. Now, we spoke about, or I have been very vocal about, for example, Return of the King. Return of the King having a very difficult to take and very vulnerable third. This is not quite like that, but it has some similarities in the sense that the third base is actually quite isolated. It's quite far away, so taking your natural is fine. Whether you take the southern third base or the northern third base, if we're taking Gerald's base for an example, the rush distance or the distance by ground is actually quite long. What I will say, thankfully, if we were on Return of the King, we would have like a cliff face here. Instead of this ravine, instead of this like dead space, we would have like a cliff face, and then you can just like punish the path in between the bases. Thankfully, that is not quite there, so this area is relatively secure. It's just a longer rush distance, so longer rush distance towards your third. This third base, of course, is it's right next to the natural. It's within the same screen here as the natural of your opponent because of the horizontal spawns, and we haven't seen players struggle to defend in these positions. I should say have success with aggression in these positions. So close by ground, taking this base is going to be difficult for Gerald expanding towards his opponent. So we would imagine that he would expand away once they figure out where each other are, of course. Likewise, great to see Spirit once again. I did mention how it's been a shame that we haven't seen Quanta in StarCraft Evolution League tournaments. Likewise, it's been a shame that we haven't seen Spirit also in StarCraft Evolution League tournaments as well. So it's a bit of a blast from the past. I love that we're able to showcase and see Spirit and Quanta both in this tournament once again. Some of my favorite players to have seen in StarCraft Evolution. Let's go. Meanwhile, Mech. We are going to be making it up. Of course, Spirit, he is the lone player that did get the massive Goliath style nerfed quite heavily in StarCraft Evolution. Este Spirit. As we do have our Stargate opener out of Gerald. Of course, SC2 Protoss. So Stargate opener out of Gerald. Gerald here is yet to scout it, just now moving out with his Adept to get a read on what's going on across the map. Meanwhile, we do see a Spirit back at home, opening up with his Vulture production into Spider Mines and Ion Thrusters into Mech, of course. We out here looking, searching. Right, I was talking about the third base. The fourth base, I mean, the bases are so spread out. The bases, they're so spread out here on Fighting Spirit that screams Brood War in my mind, at least. So there are a decent amount of bases here, but the third is far away. The fourth is far away. You'd have to take one of the corner bases for a fourth base or a fifth base. So getting into a longer game, you are going to be spread very thin on this map. Likewise, we have the center base as well. Shout out to Kespa, of course, and that center expansion. But I don't really have too much experience on Fighting Spirits. We've covered like maybe 2 games, I think. 2 games on this map. So I look forward to seeing more on this map as well. And now, there it is. We have Ion Thrusters on the way. Opening a Vulture with a safety Goliath. Checking the vision here. I mean, we are not fully aware what's going on. It is that Stargate opener. Oracle does make its way across the map. Vultures poke in. As the Oracle does slip into the main. Getting a couple of SCVs. And 1, 2, 3, 4 SCVs going to be going down. The Goliath will defend. That's still some good damage. Getting 4 workers. Likewise, more Oracles in production. Gerald, of course, he does find Spirit. Spirit, likewise, he does find Gerald. They found each other. Have found each other here. Going for a Stargate opener into Blink. Okay. So with this, Gerald, he's going to have a very mobile army composition. He did scout the main base, of course. He did confirm that Mech was on the way. I mean, it's Spirit, so you can make the assumption, but Gerald has confirmed. From here, Spirit still being active. Gerald likewise going for a dive. Does catch a couple of SCVs. That is going to be 3 SCVs going down. That's going to be, what, 7 in total? Not bad. Likewise, both Oracles do get away. And Spirit, he's stuck at home. He's stuck defending back at home. He's stuck fortifying himself, building up more factories. And this is just a unique dynamic that I miss. What I mean by that, I spoke about how we don't get to see a lot of Quanta and Spirit anymore, and in my mind, it's a bit of a shame. But a big reason for that as well, I don't know if you notice, both Quanta and Spirit, they're not 3-raxing. Like, neither one of them. It's crazy in current meta of StarCraft. Neither one of them 3-racks to stim timing. Not at all. Not at all. They both played mech. It's just a change of pace. Like, just because they're going for a different style, of course, or kind of longer game state as well. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. As much as I love covering Beyond, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it isn't just Beyond. Like Beyond, I feel like he's kind of set the tone and set the meta a little bit, kind of for the other Terran players, like, you know, Kiwian and the STC and Honmono, and I feel like a lot of the others have followed suit when it comes to just going 3x stim, just because of the success of that build. But neither Spirit or Quanta have embraced that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. As now the Gerald, he does push right down mid. Oh my god. Spider-Man's not quite going off. Gerald rotating over towards the right hand side, towards the third. We spoke about this earlier, but the rush distance by ground is quite long. We do see Spirit trying to rotate over towards the third base, but now he's out of position. Oh, thankfully Spider-Man's will buy some time. Where these rotations can be brutal. Spirit does head towards that third. Behind this, we do see Gerald not just taking his own third base, getting it fully saturated, but going into Skytoss. Fleet Beacon. Fleet Beacon is done. Now, he does have, yep, 2 Stargates. 2 Stargates, a Fleet Beacon, and he's going and rushing into Tempest. And there are definitely some positions here that you can abuse. 100%. Definitely here at the natural as well. I mean, considering that, I mean, for Brutal or Terran, at least right now, when it comes to mech, what's your anti-air? Mass Goliath. And Goliaths, they can hold their own. They can do well for themselves. Double expand. Jeez. Oh my god. Gerald does double expand, taking both bottom left hand bases. Again, very common here for SC2 Protoss to have the overwhelming amount of bases here and just swarm your opponent. So Gerald mass expanding. And Goliaths, yes, they can hold their own if they can get under these Skytoss units. But depending on the positioning here, I don't know if there's going to be an answer here to the Tempest. Uh-oh. Yeah, for now, Spirit, he is contained. Getting a 4th CC. Again, Gerald just mass expanding, mass probing. Rushing into the mothership, rushing into Tempest. And he's just outscaling Spirit. Unfortunately, a big part of this as well is that Spirit, he just didn't scout, right? He hasn't seen, he hasn't scouted, he doesn't know what's going on. For all he knows, it could be just a ground-based army. For all he knows, there could be Skytoss. Spirit, he attempts to move out. Stasis does catch him. Observer does get eyes on the move out as well. Oh! Gerald's coming for the snipe. Takes down the tank. Down one of the tanks, kites back well, sniping those vultures. Now, I do appreciate that Spirit is being proactive. Again, if he had to defend against the Tempest, he'd be in trouble. Oh my god. As another Goliath is going to fall. Does punish though. Does punish, catching out some of those stalkers. And again, Gerald is just buying time. He's just buying time, chipping away at the army, slowing him down while he's massing up more and more Tempests, up to 4 Tempests already. 3rd Stargate's on the way. Again, Gerald's getting saturated, probing on up. Vulture will confirm the bases. And Spirit, he's making a beeline for those expansions. Also taking the center. Let's go. Expanding with his army. I love it. Going for the center base. From here, he can also set up turrets and set up the center position. Or secure the center position. He's pushing, catching reinforcements. Stalkers getting caught. Gerald falling apart a little bit here. But the Tempests have yet to be revealed. Yeah, Tempest now coming in. And again, some of the terrain here still working in his favor. There's also less dive potential for this Terran Crown army. Tam is sharking around, still making 2 more. Let's take more of these. Oh, does get more Tempest. Likewise, tanks do siege. Ground army is going to crumble, but it's not about the ground, it's about the air. Tempest moving in. They have to get back. Oh my god. And ideally make use of that terrain. Nice slow zone. Slow zone does pop off. And again, the Goliaths, if they can get under, if they can get within range of the Tempest, they can hold their own. And so far, a better fight here for Spirit. Behind this, making 6 Goliaths at a time. Now he's aware. Now he knows. As he never did scout the main. Alright, Spirit, for a long time he was not very fond of throwing down comsat stations, but he has 3. Okay, he has 3. Rotate towards the south. Oof. Does get caught by a stasis. Tempest moving in, they can go for the expansion. Spirit, he has to respond. Now we see Goliath's 2 groups collapsing in. One from the south, one from the north. Trying to push forward. Goliath, how they take a stasis to the face. Yeah, stasis does pop off. But looks like one Tempest is finally going to go down. He gets 1. Slow zone is going to be brutal. Goliath's unable to keep up, but they do get 1 Tempest. The carrier almost goes down as well. They get 1 Tempest. Tanks within range here, or get pushing within range of the bases. Nice on siege. A lot of tanks are going down. Likewise, scan pops off. Carrier goes down. Takes down the carrier. Likewise, Gerald, he still is maintaining his Tempest count though. He's on how many? He's on 8 Tempest. Goliath starts stepping in. Going for the mineral line. Gerald, he abandons the bases. Yeah, he knows he cannot save this base. Not like this, not pushing into Goliaths. And instead counter-attacking. So bottom left hand base is gonna go down. Oh, he doesn't keep checking though. Yeah, he's distracted. Also, I haven't heard that voice line in a while. If I said by a while, I mean years back. Years. Here we go, Goliath. Gerald's pushing towards top side, will deny one of these expansions. Spirit taking bottom right. And the Goliaths, they do rotate over. But again, Spirit, he did. Oh no, sorry, now he knows. He's aware. Splits up his army. We have 1 group towards the bottom, another towards the top. Oh, Star steps in, takes down the mothership, not bad. Mothership goes down. Tempest now making use of the terrain. Yeah, Goliath, they cannot close that distance. That's respected. Oh! Dragging the Tempest out into the open. Oof. 1 Tempest goes down. Oh, and yeah, this is what we spoke about. There are certain positions here where the Goliath just cannot attack the Tempest. So Spirit, he pulls away. Likewise, bottom left does go down. Gerald's bleeding out bases. Down to 3. 4th is being built. Spirit, he has map control. Again, still just making pure Goliath. Almost pure Goliath. There's a couple of tanks sprinkled in. Couple. Getting to 3/3 upgrades. I'll be honest, I don't think I'm too fond of the idea of going into carrier here. As Goliath has started stepping in. Yeah, they can shut down these interceptors. The Immortals, they can hold their own though. That's a lot of Immortals on the ground. Yeah, tanks, they fall one after the other. And Goliath, they're being forced back. Again, that's 5 Immortals on the ground. So far, Interceptors is going to be falling. But again, Gerald, he fights well. Yeah, he fights well, he breaks out, takes down every single tank. Oof. Yeah, Gerald, not pure Sky Toss. He's got Immortal, he's got Charge Lots. turned up there. I don't know. I know. Hold on. Gotta bring out my Google Lens. He's like, yo, that's crazy. I thought I was dead. It's like, I also thought you were that's crazy. Here we go. Gerald, he does break in, pushing towards just going for the main. Again, you can see just how quickly everything snowballs out of control. He takes one massive fight, and now he's going for the kill. He's going for the kill. Spirit Heat plummets in supply. He's going for a bit of a base trade. He is denying these southern bases, but it may not matter. It may not matter in the end, because what matters here is the main, is the production. As Gerald forces his way through. Sorry, I was just trying to Google Translate what was said. I'm not too certain myself. Google Translate did not help. But here we go, Gerald's going for the kill, going for the throat, and Spirit did such a good job this game, gaining map control, denying bases, but we saw that he did overextend. Like, Spirit trying to push into the bases, you have Gerald pushing into the Immortals, more importantly, he lost everything. He lost everything in the end. And then Gerald, he's done it, he takes over the main, came the production, factories are falling one after the other, Immortals also pushing their way in. The last Spirit, he has nothing left. He has nothing left. Again, it was an intense back and forth, and again, Spirit, he had some very strong moments in this game until that one brutal fight, right? Until that brutal fight across the map where he lost everything. And from there, the game just ends. We can see Spirit trying to rebuild this production. He's throwing down more factories towards the south side, setting up a new main base. But he has a lot of rebuilding to do, and the problem here is that Gerald, he's coming. Again, terrain is not an issue for Gerald. He just goes over set terrain. He flies over even. Take down more expansions. And Spirit trying to make one final stand. He's got how many? He's got 29 Goliaths. Is it enough? Oh. And he takes down one carrier. Oh, not even. Wait, do we have a scan? No scan. No scan, no comsat station. With that, cloak gets activated, and Gerald, he will take the game. GG. GG, well played. Gerald, he will take it. Again, intense back and forth, and again, I was very impressed that Spirit was able to take map control away from Gerald, able to hold his own and fight back against the Tempest, against the carriers, able to knock down the bases as well, the fringe bases. But we saw that at a certain point, Gerald, he did recognize that pure Skytle's not quite working, switch out of Stalker into Chargelot, into Immortals, into a more anti-mech composition, and everything very quickly escalated out of control. One bad fight is all it took. Spirit, he plumbed in supply, and Gerald just snowballed from there. Just kept pushing right into the main base, into the heart of the production for Spirit. With that, GG. GG, well played, and Gerald, he will take down Spirit. And we'll see how another Terran player, how he compares. We'll see how he compares here as Gerald takes down Spirit. And up next, we do have another PvT between Gerald and Braddock. Let's go.